What's up, guys? Zinigami here, and it's time to make a preparation guide for Magellan raid boss, who is coming out soon on the global version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. Yes, one of the best raid bosses that exists on One Piece Treasure Cruise. I highly recommend getting him and maxing him out. Even if you cannot max him out, Magellan is one of those characters that you really want to get at least one copy of. So if you need to, I wouldn't spend more than like 3 or 4 gens, but if you really need to, get a copy of Magellan and use him for zombie teams if you really need to. But once you max his special out, it's a short cooldown special, or relatively short cooldown special, that toxics enemies, which increases damage every single turn, and also delays enemies for a turn. So he's very good even on regular teams. He's a great int captain and a great sub on whatever you can throw him on. So I do have an old guide for Magellan out. You can check that out. It's got all the information you need. It's going to be using an NL team, a Log Luffy team, Sengoku teams, and a Log Luffy Sabo team. We're going over some different teams right here, but let's go over the fight itself first. So the first stage, the first few stages, what you saw on my guide is that you're going to take 7% on the 40 stamina version. You're going to take 7% of your current health every single turn. So that means you're going to be losing a lot of health, 7% of your current health every single turn. So the higher your health, the more health you'll lose over time. 6-star Shanks, not the best captain to use. GameWith has some teams down below here. They do have a 6-star Shanks team. Where's 6-star Shanks? 6-star Shanks team, and that works okay, but I would recommend not using 6-star Shanks just because you lose a lot of damage by having your health lower. So first few turns don't matter. The 4th turn, you'll have a mini boss. Now you'll get one of either the Mino Zebra, Mino Rhino, or Mino Koala. You notice that 2 of them are strength characters, and that's why I suggest using the Enel Cabbage team as one of your potential teams, since they will have an easier time with the 2 high health strength characters. They each have about 260,000 hit points, attack every 2 turns. If you bring Golden Pound Usopp, this is the turn that you want to delay on and stall it out, since we're really not going to be using Golden Pound Usopp on Magellan. Since when we get to Magellan has 2 million hit points. He attacks every 3 turns for 14,000 damage. But what really hurts on Magellan is that he toxics us as soon as we get in there. So as soon as you get in there, you're going to take 1,500 damage. Next turn, you're going to take 3,000 damage. The next turn, you're going to take 6,000 damage. And after that, you're going to take 12,000 damage. Almost no teams are planning on actually making it till turn 4, because then you'll have to take the 12,000 damage and his attack, or you have to delay him. Important to note that Magellan can be delayed, so you can delay Magellan. You can debuff him however you like. You could poison him, but his toxic is the one that will kill you, and he reapplies this toxic every 2 turns. So what he's going to do is preemptively, he's going to paralyze your entire team for 1 turn. He's going to boost his defense to 140,000 for 1 turn, and he's going to poison you. Every 2 turns, he's going to poison you again. He's going to blind you, and he's going to make perfects harder to hit. So damage up poisoning, that's the toxic. That's the one that increases every single turn. So this poison that he does every single turn, if you remove it, it resets that poison counter. So if you get into there, you take the 1,500 damage, you attack, you take 3,000 damage. If you use a poison remover like Dugong or Ivankov or Crocus, then it will reset, and whenever he reapplies it, it'll start at 1,500 again. So that's very important. If you don't bring a healer, you might need to bring a poison remover, because a lot of teams are going to be bursting him on turn 3 since he doesn't do anything on turn 3. On turn 3, he'll have regular defense value. He will not be, your blind will go away, your perfects harder hit will go away, so you just have a regular team by turn 3. If you're wondering how much health you need to be able to take the 7% damage every single turn and the poison every turn, you're going to need about 13,000 hit points whenever you get into Magellan to survive and burst on turn 3, assuming you have some high heal per turn, like 500 to 1,000 heal per turn, and maybe if you have only 500, you might need to get a recovery orb or 2. But 13,000 hit points is the magic number if you're not bringing any poison remover or any healers. Besides that, Below 30%, he will attack for 13,600 and give you all badly matching orbs. And below 20%, he will paralyze your entire team for 3 turns. Now, important to note that it seems that you can even see it on my guide here. Let's see, whenever we get him below 20%, we'll get him below 20%, and he will not be paralyzing us. He'll do his turn 2 blind on the first turn 2. So there's the blind and a perfect's hard to hit. So it seems that he prioritizes the blind and perfect's hard to hit over the paralysis effect. So if you do get him below 20% on that first attack, you are going to be okay. You just have to deal with that regular perfect hard hit, and if you remove the poison, you'll have to get rid of you'll get poisoned again, which is fine. So there are no ambushes this time around on Global, unfortunately. So let's just go over some potential teams. First team we're going to be looking at is a Mihawk Zoro slasher team. Mihawk Zoro, very good. Important to note that with Mihawk Zoro, since we're going to be bursting on turn 3, we're not going to have the increased damage from Zoro. He's just going to be a 2.5 times slasher attack captain. But the reason we want to use Mihawk Zoro is because if you use Coliseum Ein Special to heal you, Coliseum's Ein Special will heal you more if you're using Zoro because you get increased health. And don't forget to use the Coffin ship. So you use the Mihawk Slasher ship, you have like 30,000 hit points. Ein Special will heal you for about 10,000. So Ein Special alone will make sure you can tank those poison hits from Magellan, and then you'll have an easy time. You can just take the first 2 turns to look for 2 Psi Orbs. Move those 2 Psi Orbs onto your characters. Remember that Ein also shuffles orbs. So if you are looking for orbs, you use Ein first. Don't count on your orbs. Or if you have to, use Ein until you get 2 yellow orbs. Use Dofi Special, use Zoro Special. And with Mihawk Special, you've got 1.7 million damage, which when he only has 2 million damage, going down a piece of cake. You can also do a double Mihawk Slasher team instead. So with double Mihawk Slashers, you lose a little bit of damage. You'll see here, you can use Momonga Special to boost Momonga and T-Bone. You only get 1.4 million damage. But with 2 blue Mihawks, you get additional blue character to hit on the potential red character on stage 4. And blue Mihawks will cut his health by about half, so he only has about 1 million health left. With 1 orb, you can just barely do it. With 2 orbs, you got it. So that works. That's your Mihawk Slasher team, first of all. Then we're going to go on to a Robin Frankie team. If you're on the damage calculator, make sure you change your ship so you can check your damage properly. This is the time skip Frankie, who doubles the effect of Psi Orbs for 1 turn. 5+ Robin, if you're wondering which Robin to get, maybe 5+. Robin's going to be a good choice for you because she is like Enel and she heals at the end of every single turn. So without any heal sockets, you get 1,200 heal per turn. With max heal sockets, that's 2,200 heal per turn. That's quite a bit. Garp can help give you orbs, or in a pinch, you can use Garp to give you some recovery orbs and help heal up. And we do have some fairly high recovery, so Garp's healing will help out a lot. You can also, instead of using 1,000 Sunny or 1,000 Sunny 2 or something like that, you can use the Whitebeard ship. So that way you have extra health and you can use Robin and try to heal up some earlier health, and then you'll be able to take some, and then you'll be able to get into Magellan with some higher health. Guild Tesoro here, you probably you're probably not gonna be able to use him to get all Psi Orbs, since you'll be taking a lot of poison damage. So you can swap out Guild Tesoro for another Psi character, maybe even a poison remover. You can use Psi Dugong here. So you want another Psi character who's a poison remover, you can use the Psi Dugong who removes poison. Just be careful that you don't want to hit all perfect with him before turn 3, because then you won't be able to use Impact Out Usopp. So with the Psi Dugong or another poison remover or a healer or something like that, you get 2 matching orbs, any 2 matching orbs, Frankie special on, Hancock special on, and Impact Out Usopp special on, and bam! Magellan's going down. As long as it's not Impact Out Usopp. Impact Out Usopp, you need another orb besides him. But any other 2 characters' orbs, going down. You can also do Time Skip Luffy 5+ Luffy. Time Skip Luffy 5+ Luffy. Hancock is the only side character we even need. Hancock's, if you get an orb with her, remember she can have a yellow, blue, or green orb thanks to Time Skip Luffy. Hancock special on. a Pooh special on, Dofi special on, and you've got all the damage you need. Use your Golden Pound Usopp on stage 4 to delay. And you only actually need to stall with this team if you have max specials. You only have to stall for 14 turns with this team since you have a pretty short cooldown on a lot of characters. Hancock's 14 turns, Dofi's 14 turns. If you don't have a Hancock, you can even just use Senior Pink. And what's cool about Senior Pink is we don't need the Dofi special to specials of Senior Pink. You can also just use Senior Pink and you can swap Dofi for someone else as well. You can use Mihawk here. You have a lot of options with a free spirit team, so you can do it like this, where you have Mihawk, Senior Pink, Senior's Pink special. Mihawk special would have cut his health, and once again, works great, although Mihawk has a longer cooldown. So I would rather do Hancock and Dofi. You can also do Sabo as one of your options. And you can replace Golden Pound Usopp for somebody who heals or removes poison or something like that. Since this team, you need to keep your health kind of topped off in order before you get into there, so you actually can have enough health to survive. So you want to keep your health topped off. You can also use, if you have it, the Kuja ship, which will be able to heal you for 6,500 on a free spirit team, which is really, really, really nice, giving you a lot of extra health to actually survive. So if you have a Kuja ship, use it on a free spirit team, super great. You also have a Kainu and 5+ Luffy. Remember that the regular Dugong is also a poison remover, so a Kainu 5+ Luffy here has Dugong to remove poison. You get 2 strength orbs there, a Kainu special on, Kuma special on, Sabo special on. And after a Kainu and Sabo specials, that's enough damage to kill him. If you're using Sabo on any teams, remember that you can use Sabo on the second turn whenever he blinds and makes perfects hard to hit. So use Sabo on that turn, get a little bit of damage out. You can see here you'll do, if you hit your perfects, you'll do a lot of damage, but just hit a bunch of goods, get maybe 500,000 damage with your Sabo. You'll still have Sabo special on the third turn, then you can use your Akainu and Kuma specials and then kill him on that turn. So use your Sabo special early, get a little bit of damage, and finish that off, and this goes for any team that uses Raid Boss Sabo. And the last team we're going to be looking at is a team that I have in my guide, or a similar team as the one I have in my guide. Cavendish Enel team. Enel gives you a lot of healing every single turn. Cavendish gives you a lot of damage on the burst turn, and with a lot of blue characters, you're going to do a lot of damage to that stage 4 strength character if you get it. Blue Mihawk is always very nice. Use Sabo early, so you have one turn with Sabo. Or actually, with this turn, with this team, we're going to be bringing Helmeppo because we're going to burst him on the first turn that we get there. Since he boosts his defense, we actually can also use Nero as one of our characters and get an extra 30% damage with a conditional attack booster. But Toy Soldier will reduce the paralysis that we get in the first turn by 1 turn. And we will use Helmeppo and Soldier-san. Assuming we only have 1 orb on Cabbage, use Cabbage first before you use your Sabo. Cabbage then Sabo gives you 1.3 million damage, which after Mihawk special will only leave him with about 100,000 hit points. Then after that, the second turn, you still have Cabbage special, but you'll hit a lot of perfects, but you only need to hit a few attacks. You have both of these specials still on. A second turn, just hit a few here and there, and he'll go down very, very easily. So those are a bunch of teams you can use for Magellan, guys. Once again, he's very, very good. You can find the full details about him on the database. Or I can just pull him up right now and I can show you. In Striker Shooter, goes great on a 6-star Blackbeard team since he is a striker and a shooter, so he checks off 2 of the boxes needed for 6-star Blackbeard. Also is an int attack captain that deals damage back whenever you take damage. And the most important part is the toxic effect, which only exists on Magellans. No other character in the entire game has any toxic except for Magellan. No characters have toxic except for Magellan. That's either 6-star Magellan or Raid Boss Magellan. There are characters who strongly poison, but strongly poison is only 5 times the character's attack and does not increase. Toxic, or Venom, which only exists on Magellans, will increase every single turn, which eventually goes up to 1.5 million damage per turn, which is very, very useful in a lot of Coliseum fights. Good luck, get ready, he's coming out in Global soon. I've been Zinigami, thanks so much for watching. Y'all stay beautiful.